Give me a second while I get situated. Everybody's talking about the whole Kai situation. So we might as well start with that. Um, Now, I'm going to paraphrase and kind of go off the top of what happened. So I'm not going to, I was going to do the whole thing, like get the screenshots, read through the whole thing, do your journalistic integrity, like do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just paraphrase as to what happened.
Yeah, 'cause it wasn't like a whole bunch that happened anyway.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, even though you should know at this point with how large of a story this has become, essentially there was a young woman that was invited to, we have to throw allegedly on everything because this could potentially be an open case, so I'm not going to throw anything on anybody, and we don't know the facts, and the police are allegedly involved, so we're going to let all of that play out. We're not on this show, we're not doing any of that speculation or throwing things on people which we don't know to be true. But essentially, a young lady was invited to Kai's party, and supposedly she got very intoxicated. She was gonna leave. Kai, and all this is alleged. I gotta say alleged 100 times. So sorry, but legal purposes, they be coming at these YouTubers now.
Yeah.
But allegedly, she got really intoxicated. Kai said you'd probably be safer upstairs in a room versus going outside because on the streets anything could happen. Getting in Ubers with random drivers, like you wouldn't want that on your conscience. So he told her to just go upstairs and just sleep. And I don't think that's abnormal. I've slept at the party. I've slept at parties. I've knocked out, especially like the house parties. I don't know how parties work in everybody does house parties, though, right? Like in all other parts of the country.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jersey house parties are kind of like legendary, like kind of like known for that.
What?
Like just the concept of having a house party. Like some places, like I
feel like house parties are common everywhere though.
Yeah, I feel like Atlanta, they usually go to like clubs though. But whatever, nonetheless.
Yeah, but house parties, you like when we really was in the heart of house parties, we were all like high school, college, so no one's really going to the clubs in high school and college either. Like money. Like if you think about it, most of the house parties is when people are in their early 20s, late teens.
Yeah.
They got money to go to the club at that anyway.
Yeah. Either way, so she fell asleep upstairs and then was allegedly SA'd by an individual that was at the party, and she used the word brutally, and she had posted pictures of blood, and I think there was I gotta say SA. I don't know how to do like the censored version of the R word, but she had a kit. I think correct me if I'm wrong. She had a kit. I think she did like the test and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she went to the hospital.
I think so. That's one way you can get it.
Oh, and then kit. Yeah. So basically, I don't think that she's lying about that, just given all of the different things that she had proof and evidence of. So something definitely did happen, and I don't think
she wouldn't have like unless
I mean, people do crazy stuff, and
you can make a fake one, but I don't think she would do that. Like
this is
that'd be huge, like defamation, like huge lawsuit for her.
That's OD.
I don't think she would lie,
and I don't think that because usually when people lie about this kind of stuff, there's not this amount of evidence.
Yeah.
So.
And she had like a napkin with blood on it.
Yeah. So, an individual at the party SA'd her, and basically the whole turmoil came because she was trying to identify who this person was, and because it was Kai's party, she reached out to him to try to get the identification. And where the backlash is coming from is that Kai pretended to not know who the person was.
Yeah, like I think he was like he didn't know her.
Yeah, he said.
Him.
Yeah, he's like that's not my friend. I don't know who that is. Whatever. So the young lady went through the guy's Instagram, and found pictures of them together. Sent it to him like.
And he follows him.
Right.
And he only follows like 100 people.
Right. So obviously she was extremely hurt because she was saying, thought you were my friend and you're trying to protect this person after they just did this crazy act. Now, that's where the backlash came from. And there's three sides to every story. But when it all came out, it painted him in a crazy picture. And, we still don't know, right? I'm not trying to defend anybody. We still don't know. We just got to get all the facts, and that's all I'm saying here. But it looked really bad, trying to
Yeah.
cape for your man's, especially with what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks a little crazy, and I know he's young, but at the same time, like
I mean, at 21,
you would have to know.
would know.
Now his side of the story is that the only reason why she even got his Instagram, I'm pretty sure this is what happened, is that the only reason she got his name in the first place is because he told his team to provide her with the name, and that's how she got the information in the first
Yeah.
place, like the Instagram, the name, all that kind of stuff. So supposedly he did provide it to her, but it was only after consulting with like his lawyers and everything else, because you don't want to just.
Because then technically, aren't you, like, if you, maybe his lawyer said that wouldn't you be like, not an accessory, but
Like you don't want to, you just want to make sure you're moving smart
yeah.
and correctly,
And you don't want
because
to withhold information.
right, because when the police get involved in this case, becomes something else. Like you
Yeah.
don't know, he might have to show up as a witness in a trial,
Yeah,
right?
and that was your house,
right,
you know.
you might be liable if people get damaged like their property, but if people get injured or
Yeah, at your property.
at your property, you're as a homeowner, or you were just renting it, whatever, you're liable for whatever happens. So I don't know if anybody knows that, but just a random example.
And they probably told him that.
If, like, let's say you have a playground in your backyard with no fence, and your neighbor's kids come over on the playground and they get hurt on your playground in your backyard, you're still liable as a homeowner for their injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a similar situation, I would assume, that he would have some potential legal issues. So I think, based on what he was saying, I think that that's smart, right? You don't want to just start throwing out names and this person did this, and because you don't know where this could go in a court trial. So
I wonder if he knew, though.
that he did it.
Yeah, because, like, I wonder how that even became a thing. Like, how did she remember what he looked like? Like, maybe there weren't a lot of people at the house, so it was easy to narrow down.
Yeah, I saw.
Like, that's the thing, did he tell him after the fact, like, oh, I got what, like, the friend, did he tell Kai that, like, oh, I went upstairs, I got what's her face, whatever. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it makes me wonder.
Because I saw TikTok. It was just one TikTok of another person that was at the party, and it looked really like sparse. Like it didn't look like there was really anybody there. It was just like, there was space. It wasn't like some packed out.
It was like a kickback.
Yeah, like it wasn't 200 people in the party. Like it just looked like some regular, normal sort of party. So realistically, it probably wasn't hard to identify whoever it was. But that's basically a breakdown of what happened. Now I guess we can give our opinions on on this whole situation.
Well, then Kai too also went on stream and talked about it.
Yeah. Kai went on stream and explained his side of the story, like why he didn't give the name, which we said already.
But some people said that he needs like a PR person, because some people feel like just how he was talking kind of made it look bad for him, and there wasn't a whole lot of like vouching for the girl.
He did get on there and say like telling everybody, because his little kids like are his primary fan group, so he did get on there and was like,
Don't come for but people were saying they wish he would have just been more like vouching for her and stuff, like as opposed to kind of vouching for himself. Like he should have been more like opposed to what happened and like said more in her defense.
Now, while I don't disagree, and this is hopefully doesn't sound like I'm keeping for him, but because I'm really not. But maybe, what the thing is, it's like sometimes I try to put my principles on other people, so it might sound like I'm vouching for them, but I'm really not. When I'm really just trying to like, hopefully they're thinking the same way I would have been thinking. But maybe it was due to some like the same thing with the legal thing. Like maybe he's not trying to say too much.
Well, yeah, he said that.
Yeah, say too much and then have that be on the record with the cops. And maybe he did. Maybe that other guy didn't really do it. Maybe it was somebody else. Like we really just genuinely don't know until more information comes out. But I do agree, because what happens in these things is you see these athletes, like they have to go through PR training. When they get up on the mic, they have to be trained to not say certain things. They answer questions a certain way. Don't make the organization look bad. All these sorts of things. They go through all this training. But when you notice, like with the Travis situation, with the Astroworld concert, when he did the interview with Charlemagne, like he wasn't very like articulate with what he was saying. He couldn't communicate his thoughts properly, and that type of stuff makes it way worse. So I definitely agree. Like these people need to get PR teams.
Yeah. I think he was just trying his best with what he can say. Like I'm sure he knows what's going on, but like I said, people were just wishing that he was more so like, what happened was terrible and blah blah. Like they kind of wished he was doing more of that, like in defense of her. At the end of the day, like no matter what, that's like the worst thing. Not what's happening to him is not anything compared to what happened to her. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the side of never mind. I always be like wanting to say it, but like I don't know if you can say it.
What?
About like what I believe that rapists like what should happen to them. Oh, I said the word. Sorry.
I think you're allowed to say these words.
Oh, okay. I don't know because you know YouTube be super
is
sensitive.
weird.
It'd be super sensitive, but you know how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I believe that they should have things done to them. So, so I feel very strongly about stuff like this. So you know, reading it was a lot to read through. But I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of things to unpack here. Like first and foremost.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, from his standpoint, right? Like, that's your friend, right? And it should always be believe women, but women do lie sometimes. So it's kind of hard because now you're in a weird spot. It's like, do I believe this woman, or do I get the story from my friend? Because she could be lying.
Yeah, she could be.
But then what could she gain from lying on him?
Everything's clout. I'm not saying that she did this, but I'm saying, you know, people do wild stuff. So
yeah.
You can never put anything past anybody, but given the amount of evidence, and she actually took the steps to, you know, go to the hospital.
Yeah, I think once he knew that, then he should have just been honest.
Yeah.
About like.
Or just don't reply. Like, give it a second. Like, if you're doing that whole, like, you want to figure everything out first and then give a response to her text, then do that. Because you got to think, anything that you put out and, like, digitally, text, social media, that's anybody's perception they're gonna see that and take it a million different ways, and you can't control that. So it's better to just not reply, figure out whatever you need to figure out, and then give a response. But I figured this would happen at some point with him because, you know,
I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be this.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be
but
this.
Anytime there's somebody famous, it's unfortunate. There's always something. Like with this girl on TikTok who came out of nowhere, the Alex Earl, something. Everybody's like. And some people are psychotic. They're like, oh, I can't wait for something that comes out that cancels her. Like, people are just weird. It's like, but it's unfortunate. It's always going to be a scandal.
Now, wait.
Always.
Prayers to that girl, because, like I said, like that's one of the worst, in my opinion, one of the worst things you could do to somebody, and I feel very strongly about that. So what we're saying here, just because, you know, people mix up stuff. We're not saying that somebody set up him to get canceled.
We just there's always something that happens.
It's just, you knew this was coming, right? Yeah, but I say that to say that once you get to these points and these levels, these streamers like him, Speed, XQC, Aiden, all these people are getting to this level of fame where you have so much to lose.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about that.
This is why I believe, who was it? Was it Young M.A.? I think it was Young M.A. did an interview one time, and she was like, I don't care about day ones because the person that was with you from day one, that don't mean that they're going to not snake you in the future. And this is one of those things where I feel like once you hit a certain level, you have to
separate yourself.
You got to separate yourself from people.
But what I said, it's like he's a prime example of when you get big, you got to separate yourself from the crowd because the wrong people will bring you down and defame you and your character.
Exactly. And I know.
I mean, and you probably have seen red flags. Like I feel like if you know your friend,
come on, bro.
You probably seen him act like a creep when you guys were out. Like you had to have seen some stuff. Him being pushy.
If he's one of those people that's like trying to get girls drunk, like if he's one of those, like, oh, keep drinking, here's another shot, like if he's one of those, nah, bro, you gotta cut that off.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it would suck if he was just completely blindsided and he really didn't know that this was her person that was in his group. But it is kind of sad. That's why, like you said, that whole day one thing really doesn't mean nothing when you make it to a certain level because those same people would mess up everything you built.
Yeah, instantly, right?
Like you in his house, come on, like that's your friend who's bringing you up with you, like with him. You're enjoying like the fruits of his labor, and that's nothing in your head was like, let me not do this in his house. Like, and not saying he shouldn't have done it at all, but like, not like you at least have respect for your friend. If you don't have respect for women, at least have respect for your friend. Yeah,
that's crazy to me, right? You could have potentially, maybe millions of dollars lost, right? Like in future streams and just in general, if people really, I mean, his audience is mostly little teenage boys, so they're probably not gonna unsubscribe or stop messing with him. But just in general, right? Like SZA was just a couple weeks ago saying she wanted to be on the stream. Like now she's gonna look crazy if she comes on there. So like now you're missing out on more people coming on the platform, right? You can't be dealing with people from your past like that, bro. Like for real. I get the whole people be like, oh, you switched up, and it's like, yeah, well, I kind of had to because like
Like
You're bad for business.
Yeah, like
it's
we're cool when we're all on the same level and broke and just went to high school together, but
Right, and obviously this goes without saying, but sometimes we have to say things because people don't know us. But we're not saying here that this would have been okay if Kai was still just Kai from the Bronx, like, and this happened. It's not okay under any circumstances. But it's just, we're just talking about him specifically dealing with that fame part. Like, you cannot be dealing with these people. It's bad for business. You just won streamer of the year. You shouldn't even have to be dealing with stuff like this. So, fuck that guy if he did do it. Like I said, more information will come out. So it's fuck that guy. Hopefully she's doing well as she can be. But yeah, and he's sitting like Kai getting choked up talking about his mom and his sister calling him like, why are we hearing these things? Like, this is the crowd you keep, like that type of stuff. That's tough.
Yeah, because that sucks because like that's not who he is.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. And his probably is just like, yeah.
It's just like, damn, like, why couldn't... That's what I'll never understand about... I know I'm not going to sit here and act like that doesn't happen probably more prevalently in other people's cultures, but because we're a part of it, I always got to talk about our culture. I don't know why we can't just go out and just be chilling.
I know, everything is like, it's sad. Every time you go out, it's like there's a fight.
Always something.
Somebody got killed. There's, sexual assault. It's like...
I just saw a TikTok about Jersey City and Newark's beef still going on. Like, somebody laid out in the streets. It's just like...
It's just sad because, like, we, like, as a people, like, we create, like, some great things, like, music, culture-wise and everything. It's like, why can't we ever just, like, just be chill? Like, why is there always a problem? Like, why don't people just want to have fun? I don't get it.
That don't make no sense. But...
Is that a first? Sorry, I'm distracted.
Hopefully everything works out as much as it can, right? Like, we'll keep waiting for more details, and of course we'll come back up here and do a more in-depth breakdown as to the additional details, as they emerge with the police, and we'll see if this guy really did it, if he didn't do it. I don't know. This definitely blindsided me. You knew something was coming, because anytime somebody gets a level of popularity,
there's always something.
But again, yeah, hopefully she's okay. Like, that's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Fuck the whole fame thing.
I mean, I feel like you never
you can't
for that.
be, right? Because that's nuts.
Yeah, especially like how he looks. Like, not saying that was any better.
I wasn't gonna go there, but
I'm not saying that means anything. But it's like, ew. Ugh, that would literally make me like, I would probably throw up, like, literally.
Bro, I never understood that. Like, I hate when...
And the fact that she was bleeding, too, that means, like, it's not... Like, he was probably...
Oh, damn.
Sad.
I hate the...
How does that even feel good if it... Like, I don't get it.
I hate the... I hate all men brigade. While I, of course, do understand the emotions behind those sorts of posts, especially when shit like this happens. Mm-hmm. It's like... I be feeling the same way low key sometimes, because I'm like, there's certain shit that guys do, like this in particular, like I just can't, because I'm not like that, so I just can't.
Because it's
wrap
like,
my mind
as a man, like, he's using the fact that he's a man as to get some weight, like the control,
like that whole like getting girls drunk thing, and like trying to get them to do drugs and smoke with me, or like, oh, I'm a photographer, like trying to put women in scenarios where like they trying to use something as a crutch to bag them. Like, that whole thing is so weird to me, bro. I cannot understand that shit. I don't get it, and it's so weird and creepy.
Yeah, because my thing is, like, if you're just not, like, there's a girl out there for you. It might not be the girl that you want.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't look good enough to get the girl that you want. Sorry, like.
Or men that are in positions of power that try to do stuff, or like when people join the fraternities, and it's like, oh, I'm so and so.
Yeah, that was like a thing a lot of girls experienced. I never experienced that personally, but I hear stories from like a lot of like friends, or like even my line sisters, like before they were AKs, like, oh, this guy came up to me, he was like, I'm alpha, and then she was like, okay.
Shiver me timbers.
Like, I'm supposed to be gassed because you joined this organization.
I don't get it, bro.
Like, that's what it means, something.
Yeah, I mean, word of advice, bro. Separate yourself from all these people. I know this is a crazy scenario because he technically didn't do anything, but the way it's framed looks
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just making him look bad. And like, it's unfortunate because like the girl went through something crazy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like,
Damn.
see, I hate being like devil's advocate for stuff because it's like you. It's like it's that like I mean obviously be mad at him too, but it's like I think she kind of put his name out there to bring more attention to it because she knows like his name is attached to that attention. So it's like I don't know. Like I'm sure I know she's upset and like maybe she wants to show him like the world how he really is, but it's like at the same time it's like I don't know. It's like dang, you kind of use the situation to like drag him down into it, you know? Because she could have just exposed the guy without having to expose Kai, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could still expose him too, because that is kind of messed up. Like that's if you're saying you didn't know somebody, like you did, like I don't get that lying part. Like
yeah, that part was confusing to me.
That was weird.
Unless, and I'm not gonna even give any sort of like cop outs, but that part was definitely weird. So it's not like he didn't do anything wrong, but of course, the fact that he didn't do the actual act makes it like a tough scenario because you're the one getting killed, not even necessarily like he's getting killed more almost than the guy himself, which makes it tough
because he has the name.
Yeah, but
it's just a hard situation. I always like to play devil's advocate because, like, as you know, as a friend, you like I said, you still gotta try to find out, like what happened. You know, just
because that's a crazy like that's a crazy even like text to get.
Yeah, like so he probably got to get the information. You know, like before he just. Like you said, girls, you know, you should always believe women, but sometimes I don't really like that mentality because a lot of women have lied in the past. Like a lot of women have put men to jail. Like you see with this Gervonta Davis thing, like her calling the police, acting like she was getting killed just for her to come back and be like, I lied. Like, you know, it's crazy. So like, I don't always want to like believe. It's sad, but it's hard because of the world we live in. Like it's so hard to believe women right away. Like I just need the facts. That's it. Like it's not about not believing women. I just want the facts.
Yeah,
whatever facts
and everybody wants to jump to a conclusion, but that's why.
Like everybody was saying, like, but her, it's like, why not call the police right away? You know, like why was this on Twitter? You know.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully everything works out.
Yeah.
In the end, and we'll come back with any updates that we find. But for now, not looking too good for really either one of them.
Yeah.
Well, for anybody. But we'll come back and see. But hopefully this will be a learning experience for, you know, other people in these type of scenarios. Like I know.
Like the thing with Kai, I think he should have admitted that he knew the guy. He could say, "Yeah, I know him. Here's his information."
That's the thing because
he could still try to figure out what's going on, but still say, "Yeah, here's his name. Here's who this guy is."
Right, because technically, I know we said the legal lawyer part earlier, but him giving a name doesn't necessarily mean that he's saying
or him saying he knows him.
It's not him saying that he did it. It's not like an admission of guilt or anything like that.
You just say I know him because you know, that's one thing. That's one thing I'm kind of weirded out about. He should never lied about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could still find out the facts and everything, but he should have just said, "Yeah, like that. I know him. Like he's my friend."
Well, we will see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure the girl can't speak much anymore either on social media.
Yeah.
A running case.
Yeah, once the case is open, and that's about it. So.
I forgot what her page is called.
But. Were you gonna look for it or?
Yeah, I was trying to find the girl's page, see if there's any updates. Oh man! But see, at least some people were like, let's take the focus off of him and put it directly on this guy. I don't know how to say his name. Did you? I don't know how to say that. I don't know where the girl's Twitter is though.
She might deactivated it.
Maybe. Let me see. You know, if I type in the guy's name, maybe. How was it?
It's fine. We don't need
to
really we don't really need to look it up. We can move on.
I'm gonna find it.
I would highly doubt that he still has any social media at this point.
Who?
The guy.
No, I'm looking for the girl. Her. See if she had any update. Oh, I guess she's getting death threats.
Shocking.
Why'd she say that? She said for all his friends and his fans. And she tagged Kai. I guess maybe she was trying to get attention to him. Maybe it's like, stop, get your fans. I mean, he did say, no, don't do that.
Yeah, but he can't. It's just like.
Yeah, you can't control that. That's so evil, though.
Remember when, what was it, Beyonce told people to chill out and they told her to shut up?
Yeah.
Or it was like Nicki said something and they told her to shut up. It's the same thing. It's a bunch of weirdo kids. Like.
But she's saying, you do me a favor. I guess she's saying, I don't know if she's saying she's like suicidal or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, it would just be weirdo kids on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't play with the internet shit, so yeah.